Hi everyone, it's Amanda from Fiction Fairy, and this week I got a lot of really great books in, so I want to share them with you on my IMN number 2 post. I got a couple in for review and a couple that I bought from Borders, so I'll go ahead and get into them. The first one that I have is called Once Was Lost by Sarah Zarr. The cover's kind of hard to see, but it has a little flower on it. It says Once Was Lost. And I got this book from the Hatchet Group, and basically what this is about is, this book is about a girl named Samantha Taylor, and her father is a preacher. And you know, when you're a preacher, pastor's child, everybody thinks your world is perfect, and her world is not perfect. Her mother gets a DUI, she's getting in trouble, you know, her family seems to be falling apart, and it's not this picture perfect world that seemingly being in the church is supposed to provide you. And it's about her world kind of falling apart in that sense, and trying to pick up the pieces of it and kind of figure out where she belongs as far as the world's religion and just her world in general. I can definitely relate to this book because I am a preacher's child, and people do think that your world is perfect and nothing bad ever happens to you, nobody in your family messes up, and that is completely the wrong attitude to have, because it's not true, and it's a false sense of what preachers' kids and wives go through. So I'm really looking forward to getting into this book and sharing with you guys how it was. The next book that I have in is called Red Riding Hood, which I'm sure everybody has probably seen the movie, and it's by Catherine Hardwicke. Here's the cover of that one. This is also from the Hatchet Group, and I did not see the movie. I wanted to read the book first, but as most of you know, it is a retelling of the classic Little Red Riding Hood, except for in this one, the wolf isn't just a wolf, it's an actual person in the town who has a curse on him or her and turns into the wolf. So it adds a new twist to the story of, you don't know who the wolf actually is. It's a normal, everyday person. You see them walking around town, and then, you know, when they change over, they attack and have victims, and it could be somebody who's next door, it could be your mother, it could be your father, it could even be you yourself. So I have not read this book, but I'm looking forward to reading it, and then I'm looking forward to the movie coming out at some point on DVD or on demand, so that way I can watch it and compare the movie with the book. I have heard, though, that in the book it does not give you an ending, because they were waiting to do the ending when the movie came out. So that is really what has kind of held me off from reading this, because I don't want to get to the end of the book and not have an ending. But at some point I'm just going to have to dive right into it and take a gander and find out for myself. But now the movie's out, the ending should be out anyway, so I shouldn't have a problem with it. So look forward to reading this book and finding out how the new take on the story is and how it compares to the one that we've all heard when we were kids. So the next book that I have for review is The Virtual Life of Lexi Diamond by Victoria Foyt. This is a really awesome cover. This book's premise kind of reminds me of The Net with Sandra Bullock, which came out, maybe 15 years ago. I mean, when the internet was really new to houses. But this book, Victoria actually sent this to me herself, and she gave me a little magnet to put in my refrigerator, and she gave me just a little sheet and tidbit about the book and about herself. And basically what this book is about a girl named Lexi, and Lexi pretty much is a computer person. She likes to be on the computer. She'd rather be on the computer than be around people. Some sort of an accident happens. It doesn't tell you what it is, but an accident happens, and she has to actually start dealing with real people in the real world. She ends up meeting her first real friend, and together they try to figure out who caused the accident. And through that, the internet world and the real world becomes skewed, and she has to figure out what's real and what's not real to uncover the mystery. So it's kind of a neat book because the internet is so relevant in our lives today. I'm a substitute teacher, and you have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds learning the computer right away, and they're really good at it. So this seems like a really interesting book, and I can't wait to get into that one. The next book and the last book that I have for review this week is called Cute Eats Cute by C.B. Murphy. And he actually sent me this book, and he was really great because he did... Let me show you the cover first. Here's the cover. Adorable. He actually sent me a little post-it right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me take it off. So I post-it, and he signed it for me. Right there. So that was really sweet of him. And he also sent me a bookmarker and a little card about the book. And I'm not really sure what this book is about. I read the back of it, and it really sounds like it's a bunch of different things. It says really it's organically wrapped in a paradox and irony. Cute Eat Cute explores the many false utopias its characters embrace. Sam discovers that the human condition is really about finding out which tribe you're in, and in doing so learns to navigate the turbulent waters of this so-called life. So it just sounds like it's a bunch of, what people think things are, how people perceive people, and then how this kid ends up dealing with his life. So it's a unique book. I'm looking forward to reading it, and I really do appreciate C.B. Murphy sending this to me, and I will definitely let you guys know how this book goes and what it was really about. The next books I have are books that I bought from Borders. A couple of you guys might know that my Borders locally was going out of business a couple of months ago. But there also was a Borders in Langhorne, Pennsylvania, which is not too far from me, that is also going out of business. And it's sad because, anytime bookstores go out of business, it brings a little tear to my eye, but it's a little happy because all the books are marked down, and then from the marked down price, they're 50% off. So I got some super great deals from there. So the first one I have is Infinite Days by Rebecca Maisel. I love this cover, and I've seen this on so many book blogs being reviewed. And basically what it seems like it's about is it's this girl named Lena, and it says in the last 592 years she couldn't take a breath and lay in the sun, and she finds a boy that she falls in love with named Justin, and says she's now human again, and so she could stop the bloodlust. So I'm going to take a leap of faith here, and I'm going to assume that she's a vampire, and now she somehow has become human again, and she's found another human to love, when maybe her vampire love died while she was a vampire. Leap of faith, I think that this is what it's going to be about. So I'm looking forward to reading this book. It has an absolutely beautiful cover, and I know everybody who's read it has had nothing but good things to say about it, so can't wait to get into that one. The next book that I have for review is Glimmer Glass by Jenna Black, and here's the cover. I know everybody has reviewed this one too. The cover is just absolutely gorgeous, and Glimmer Glass seems to be about a girl who has a mom who is an alcoholic and is basically constantly embarrassing her and ruining her life. So what she does is she runs away and goes to live with her dad in a town called Avalon, and Avalon isn't your ordinary town. It has fairies in it, and she was an ordinary girl until she went to Avalon with her father, and she then realizes that she's a fairy walker, and she can go in and out of her world and the fairies' world. And by doing that, she basically gets caught up in a fairy political agenda. What their agenda is, I'm not sure, but they try to kill her. So it has something to do with her, I'm thinking, or her father, and she got caught up in it. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. Anybody knows me, I am obsessed with fairies. I could grow wings, I totally would. So, all about this book, can't wait to read it. I'll definitely give you guys an update when I get done with it. So the next book I have is called Bad Girls Don't Die by Katie Allender. This is a very cool, creepylicious cover. It has those drapes that most grandmothers have, where it's like the eyelet lace. So eyelet lace altogether creeps me out because it reminds me of a house that's haunted. So the fact that this little girl has her face covered in it is giving me the scabies, but I'm still going to read it. And what it seems like it's about is this girl named Alexis. Her sister Casey has this doll, and she plays with it all the time. And then all of a sudden, Casey's eyes go from, I believe it's green, her blue to green. They go from blue to green, and she all of a sudden isn't herself. She starts losing spaces of time. She starts talking in old-fashioned talk, and all of a sudden the doll has a chip on its shoulder, and it seems like maybe perhaps the doll has taken over her body somehow. Maybe the spirit that was inside the doll took over her body. So I'm really looking forward to reading this book because it's like a mystery, and it has a little bit of the paranormal in it. Doesn't really seem like it has a love story, which a lot of books that I read do have, so it's something a little bit different, but a little bit along the same lines. So I'm really looking forward to reading this, and I cannot wait to let you guys know how this goes. The last book that I have for review is called Friends, Enemies, and it's by Rosie Rushton. This is a really cute book. And essentially what it's about two girls who are really good friends, and then one becomes friends with the popular group. And being the good friend that she is, she invites her best friend to come join them, which was a huge mistake because those two start to separate from each other and they become enemies. So best friends now become enemies, which we all know from The Hills. And Heidi and Lo and Lauren, what do you become? You become frenemies. Friends that friends that are now enemies. So that's what happens with these two girls, is that they're really good friends. One becomes friends with the popular group, invites her other friend to come along, and now they're the ones who aren't friends anymore. So I'm really looking forward to see, do they both leave the popular group and stay friends? Does one stay with the popular group and they stay enemies? What happens with the story? But it's your classic high school, junior high, elementary school story of what happens when you start inviting other people into your group of friends, or when you find another group of friends outside of your one best friend. So those were the books I had for review and that I purchased this week, so I'm really looking forward to jumping into those. I had a really bad reading week this week. I was extremely busy, but I'm hoping to get on top of it this weekend and next weekend. So I can't wait to hear what you guys got in your mailbox and to read your guys' IMM post. So until next week, I'll see you later. Happy reading.